Welcome back to the Inting Podcast. I'm Danny. This is Ennis, and we have a special guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. I can do that. Hi, I'm Gompers, aka Darlene Diaz. I don't know what else to say. How do you introduce
I
yourself?
mean, you could just say what you do, like your profession and stuff.
I'm a commentator. I commentate for video games, mostly Valorant. I wish I could commentate other games. It just takes a lot of brain power, and I mean, I barely passed high school, so.
That's fair. So when it comes to commentating, like, be honest, with Valorant, is it annoying saying the actual ability of the name? Is it just because, like, for us, when we're doing callouts and ranked, we're none of us saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna cosmic divide" and stuff like that. Is it like annoying when it comes to like casting and stuff?
No, I think it's just normal. It's like doing any other call out, but just with the actual name, I'd say.
Do you have
Yeah.
do you have like a note in front of you, like the with all the names, or do you just know it off the head, off like the top of the head?
I just know it off the top of the
Wow.
head. Sorry if my camera's glitching.
I
No,
don't
no,
even.
no.
I don't even know all of it off
I
the top
main
of
chambered.
my
I don't know.
Pulling a neon.
I main chambered. I don't know half his abilities names. So the fact that you do, that's crazy.
head.
I actually I had a Quizlet that I made with the agent abilities and I just studied them. I think that's like the most studying I've ever done like my whole life. I'm going to be honest.
So what made you get into casting for the most part?
Um that's a great question. I think for everyone, a lot of people, it's just like kind of spontaneous. Like you just kind of get into it. I just joined a lesson in like the Galorance channel. If you don't know what that is, it's just like a normal all women's Valorant server.
Okay.
And they had commentating lessons there, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what this is, and I just joined, on a whim, and they were like, oh, just go off the rip, and I sucked immediately, terrible. I don't know what made me think, that wow, I can make this a career because it was like the worst, like I was terrible, I was awful at it, but I mean, here I am now. I'm commentating for NSG and Knights, and it's pretty exciting.
What do you think is like the hardest part about casting? Because like me and our other host who's not here, we casted like a very small tournament hosted by one of our friends, and it's like so like tiring. I find like how do you like
Mhm.
what do you think is the hardest part?
Yeah, probably just going for a long time. Sometimes you gotta go for like 9 hours straight and just power through. Like you get like 5 minute breaks in between, 20-minute breaks,
Hmm.
depending on like how long the games are taking. But other than that, it's like you just gotta sit there and keep talking.
Yeah.
People are terribly rude in the comment section as well,
Oh
and
no.
you're just like,
People when we
oh
were
my
doing our
god.
tournament, people were roasting us. We're on like game like 7 or something of the
Hmm.
tournament, like straight, and they're like, "Wow, these casters sound like they have no energy." I'm like, "It's 2 a.m."
Wait, yeah, I
It's
remember
yeah, like what?
that.
Like, bro, I'm sorry. I just, I woke up at 8 in the morning and it's 2 a.m. I just want to go to bed. I don't know. People are always dang, where's the energy? Where's the hype? And it's like, I'm literally trying to scream at the top of my lungs and it's like, it's still not enough.
I see that because when I were watching VCT, when like a lot of the really really big casters were coming out, the comment section they were like the Twitch chat, like the YouTube chat, like they were awful.
Mhm.
Like, so when it comes to that, like, there's a lot of casters and there's co-casters. Do you guys choose your co-casters, or do you guys just get assigned? You just got to introduction, like introduce yourselves.
Um, it depends. It's if you want to cast with someone, you can recommend it for like a job opportunity. Like, I was talking to one of the coordinators and I was like, "Oh, can I cast with this person? Is that okay?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's fine." But sometimes it's more like there's an opportunity and you just gotta go with whoever.
So, like, how often do you actually play like Valorant?
Oh, a lot.
Okay,
Terribly.
because
It's the only game I play.
because like we've noticed like watching VCT and stuff, it really seems like some of the casters like you could tell that they don't play the game. I find it very
Yeah.
interesting that like
No, like we're not gonna say names,
Y-
but we've seen like it's like VCT or Masters, and we'll see that we'll like you can hear them say some stuff, and they're
and you're like that doesn't make any
like,
sense.
I don't have no idea what you're talking about. I understand, like, we don't care if you're a high rank. We just like if you play the game, you understand at that point, right? But
Yeah.
so
I'm actually I reached Immortal.
oh
I play the game literally intensely. It is disgusting.
Who do you?
Probably wake up first thing in the morning and get on Valorant. I'm gonna be completely honest, but yeah, you'd be surprised at how many people don't actually play, the game they cast. Yeah.
Because I saw one time where there was like a bunch of our Rainbow Six casters, and then one time I saw them in like casting Valorant. I'm like, where did they come from? Because they're like
Mhm.
I forgot their names, but they were in Rainbow Six, and then one of the VCT stages they just started casting Valorant. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know if they were like short staffed or just like they just got names, and it was just I don't understand that. What do you think about like getting casted from another game and then coming casting instead of getting like maybe smaller casters?
Yeah.
And
I have a friend that is hosting a League thing right now. She's never even like played League. She's never touched it. She knows like only like a slither of information. But it's more so just like, taking that chance to learn a new game and then kind of researching. And a lot of people who don't really play it, VOD review like daily of like professional teams. They watch analytical videos from like pros. And I mean, that's what
Mhm.
I do. Even though I play the game, it's like I still sit down for hours watching, I don't know, literally anyone talk about Valorant.
so how'd you get the contact with NSG? You said you joined a Discord where they taught you, but how'd you manage to build yourself up and try to get into like you got into Knights and then you got into NSG?
I actually got really lucky. There was a Riot event where they were holding. They picked 6 women casters to go to California, and I luckily, thank God, happened to be one of them. I don't think I would be in this position right now if I didn't. But they were like, I got an email in the middle of a Target. And I started crying, and I didn't care. It was just screaming at the top of my lungs, insanely happy. And then after that, NSG was just like, yeah, we're trying to, get some more women casters from, that Game Changers event in here to give them that opportunity. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I definitely wasn't like crying and screaming in my room, but
So what made you what other games did you play minus Valorant like before you got into Valorant? Was there any other games you were like any other esport like maybe like Apex, Rainbow Six, like a League, any other games you like really watched intensely in the esports scene?
I actually like I didn't know like what esports was before I started doing this.
Wait, really?
So I honestly only know of Valorant esports. I mean, like I occasionally watch League of Legends or maybe some Apex, but other than that, it's like I honestly like I'm just a Valorant homie for life.
I feel like that's like a common theme with like a bunch of the people that we've interviewed. Like either they've gotten lucky and that's why they are where they are,
Yeah.
or like Wheels, who's like, yeah, I was like into Call of Duty and stuff before.
Yeah.
But I would then everyone like stumbles into esports.
Yeah, he like he said he would not be in the place he would be now if he never went to Worlds 2016. And I'm like, wait, excuse me? So like he helped with like the stuff over there and he got connections. So I feel like I feel like esports is like the one small field where like it's always who you know than what you know. So I felt like with
Mhm.
I feel like did you think that's like true in any sense?
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Like so for example, so you got connections like you went to the female Discord you said you went to the Discord, then you got classes and then they you just build connections through there. So do you think is that
Yeah.
one way that like the connection wise you got through casting?
I think definitely. I mean, my first gig was given to one of the girls who were teaching me, and she was like, "Hey, just wanted to give you an opportunity. I know it's not that big, but shout out to Wolf. Thank you so much. She's the reason why I'm doing this." Because I mean, at that point, I wasn't even thinking about casting at all. I mean, I did the lessons and I liked it, but I was like, "Ugh, I don't think this is for me. Like, I'm not really that good at it. And so I just went ahead and did it, and I was like, and in that moment, I was like, "Wow, you can get paid for this? This is crazy!" And then I was like, "Dang, I can sit at home and work. That's insane."
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I did for this. That's why we did this podcast. It's like we always talk about esports. Why don't we just make a podcast talking about it? We'll try to get paid while doing this. So I feel like there's like more opportunities like that in casting. Do you think that you might get into VCT? Do you know
Oh, I would love to.
the
I actually, yeah, I think, yeah, I think maybe. I mean, I'm working hard.
Yeah.
I'm studying Valorant more than I study school. I don't know how I'm passing, but I it's rough out here. I'm really hoping I do.
I mean, if not, I think what they announced is the Game Changer starts in what, November or September? I feel like it was the time. So Maybe if not that,
Yeah.
then you would get connections through there. So if there was if there was another esport, like what esport you would like to cast minus Valorant? You said you watch a little bit and you play a little bit of other games. What other esport you think you would like to cast?
Um,
Just a
that's
Valorant
hard,
junkie.
right? It's like I'm on a drug right now. I don't know.
You sound like a
I think
League player.
maybe I
You
think
sound like me
maybe
playing
League.
League.
I think maybe League. I think maybe League. I mean I hate playing the game, but it's like I just play it anyway sometimes.
That's how I've been for the past like 5 months.
Yeah.
I don't like I don't think I'm having that much fun with it, but like every day I'm like, yo, we playing League today?
He texts me.
Yeah,
He'll text me at 12. He's like, yo, you want to play some League? And I'm like, bro, what is this?
Like I would definitely sit down and play Valorant, but I mean honestly, the whole reason why I'm even like playing PC games is like because of Riot. So, I mean,
That's
thank
fair.
God Riot, you saved my life. So,
So you said you didn't know any other esport before getting into the casting class. What were you doing before that?
um,
Was it just
literally
school?
nothing, literally nothing, like
Just
nothing.
vibing.
I actually, this is terrible. My past, oh no, it's coming out. I played on PS4, and I stopped playing. But then I met my boyfriend currently, and he actually is a very into Valorant right now, trying to become pro. So I don't know. I just started. I built my own PC for the first time.
It's
I
a
mean,
great
who'd ever
feeling, isn't
thought?
it?
It was literally terrible. It took me 3 months to find a cooler that wasn't broken.
Yeah.
I was suffered a lot. Don't ever build your own computer without assistance, please. But I mean, he's the whole reason why I'm even like here. I don't think I would ever get into PC gaming. He's the one who brought my attention to Valorant. And I mean, after I played Valorant on my really bad HP laptop that barely worked, I just fell in love with it.
I feel like all the people like that we're friends with that fell in love with Valorant are the people that started playing on shitty PC. It like
Yeah.
like me, I'm like I've played so much Valorant that I'm kind of over it, but like people like I don't know, Angie or Crystal and
Yeah,
stuff, they
our
just
friends.
like all started on like the shittiest equipment ever, and they're like the people that go the hardest at it.
Like I feel like there's a
sure.
massive boom in PC building ever since Valorant started. Because
Yeah.
Valorant is more accepting, not in the game itself, but more in the culture around it. You'll see like something like again in CS:GO, I felt like more of a like how they showed themselves more of a man's league, even though it should have not been like that. But Valorant is more like, hey, anybody where no matter where you come from is can come in and play because we saw a team like C9 White compete in VCT against the all male team, and then they did well. I think they topped top 16.
Mm-hmm.
But and then what do you think? How do you think Riot's handling that? Do you think they need to do more? Do you think they're doing a good job?
More for the pro scene?
Yeah, more pro scene, just like gender equality, and like because in CS:GO you saw like almost no female team, but like Valorant you're seeing like
Mhm.
an influx and like a lot of, and then they having their own league now. Ever since that, you see CS:GO copying. It's like, oh shit, let's cop into that.
Mhm. Yeah, I like the approach. I think it's something that a lot of people have never seen before, so it's like it's taking a toll. I think that's kind of making a lot of females come out as like, a gamer wanting to play professionally. And I mean, without the female teams, I honestly don't think there would be that many women, playing in a professional setting. I think the approach was really good in making like, VCT Game Changers Academy and VCT GC, and then trying to bring that influx of women in and being like, here, try it out. Like, you can be pro too. You can get paid, and
Yeah.
encouraging that. I think that's definitely like the correct approach. And now seeing, this whole, you know, game changers thing come out where they're gonna make, a couple events that are gonna be huge for women's scene, and other events like the land that's happening, which is
Mhm.
huge. I think the land was actually amazing because I remember I wanted that to happen. I wanted a land for the women's scene to happen. And I mean, I think generally it's slowly allowing women to kind of put themselves in the men's scene, because I do
Mhm.
see some women teams occasionally play in tournaments that I'm, watching or casting. So
Do you think there's any other steps you think Riot should do or that can do to help even push that better to the scene?
um
Things you would like to
That's a
see, at least.
that's a great question. I think I mean it's pretty hard. I think in general trying to just converge both the scenes of men and women and trying to make it a little bit more equal, but
Hmm.
I mean, you got to go slow with that. It's like something brand new that's never been done before. So I mean, something bad happens, it's gonna it's not gonna be fun. Um, but I mean, it's just scary, because a lot of girls face a lot of harassment online. So it's
Mhm.
like it's still kind of like a scary thing.
Hmm.
You don't really like. I've seen people play in scrims against male teams, and they were incredibly disrespectful. So it's still a scary thing for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like because a lot of the gamers now just they grew up with like the trash talk, like the COD leagues
Hmm.
and all like Halo. They grew up with that trash talk and they came in here. So I think they just don't understand. It's like, oh wait, let's maybe not bring that to the scrims or any of that stuff because there has been stuff coming out. What do you think of like the banter that because there are banter between the game changers teams. Like do you support that? Do you think they should stop? Like what do you think about like trash talking in general in gaming?
I think it depends the severity. I'm gonna be honest, like everyone's gonna trash talk. You're gonna
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
mad at the video. Like I've said some things. I never. It mostly it was just like your mom jokes because those are hilarious. But like I've said it out of anger. Like yeah, I effed your mom or something like, out of nowhere. So
No,
I think stuff like that. Yeah.
you're allowed to curse. Don't worry. You can say fuck shit.
Oh,
You're allowed to
okay.
curse. No, we don't censor here.
Okay. Yeah, but I said like I started cursing people out before. I would never say slurs though. I think there's like a line, you know, like if it's like you're harassing someone because of their gender or you're saying slurs online because you're mad, it's like that's like the crossing
Yeah.
point. I feel like
If
it's okay to like say like, your mom jokes and tell someone they're trash, but the moment you kind of cross that line, it's like, oh,
yeah.
watch yourself.
Yeah.
You're about to be on a twit longer, my dude.
Yeah. And I think we see. I think it has been taken steps because I feel like when Valorant first came out, that was really bad. Like with the
Yeah.
harassment of females, and then like a lot of slurs came out. But I feel like
Yeah.
Riot has really like
They're like clamping down on it.
yeah. And I've noticed like I talked to my friend who's like been playing League for like 8 years, and he's like, yeah, Riot has like they don't. It's
Yeah.
like a day and night when it comes to League and then Valorant. They take like he felt like Valorant is taking care of more than League, and like they listen to people on Valorant more than League. Like, do you think
I,
that
I think 100%.
you
They have a. I'm sorry. I
no,
keep.
no, you continue, sorry.
I mean, when I went to the Game Changers Academy for the caster training in California, we actually talked to one of the devs. I believe it was Anne Dolan.
Okay.
She's like a very big part of like Valorant in general. So I mean, we were talking to her, and she was very, very sweet. And I mean, she did say like, one of the main goals is to like be very, very considerate about the women's scene as well, because it's like there's a lot of harassment being faced, and they want to make sure that stuff like that doesn't really happen as often. So they've been trying to kind of make things a little bit more equal,
Hmm.
and try to stop that from happening by paying a lot more attention to like those claims and stuff. So I mean, it's wonderful too, because she doesn't like that. I mean, you're a woman in a big company. Of
Mhm.
course, you're not gonna like harassment against other women. It's like woman power. You gotta stick together. And
For sure.
I think in general too. I mean, the main goal is just to try to stop all of this harassment for everyone, and that's a great thing. I mean, I love that. I would love to stop going in my games, and then the asterisk sounds like a 2-year-old, and the guy's like, "Yo, bro, like you need to chill. You need to stop talking." And it's like, bro, I like the things I hear. I don't even talk half the
Yeah.
time, and I just hear one kid say anything, and the other kid's going off, and I'm like, this is amazing. I love Valorant. This is a great.
Because the thing is, what I've noticed is that when my ranked games as well, I've noticed more like there is a female and she just like she has a mic and I feel like people just say that and like they say stuff like that because it's behind a screen. You would never hear anybody say that in front of a face and they feel like they're protected. But the reality
Mhm.
is like if you say shit like you'll still get banned because I think Riot implemented like the voice recording.
Yeah.
Like if someone says anything bad, they just record that shit and then you get sent out. So I feel like Valorant is really stepping it up because Valve. I mean, I've played CS:GO for many years, they don't give a shit what you say. It's pretty bad
She
over
just goes
there.
a barren wasteland.
It's a terrible place over there. So it's good to see like Riot definitely taking action
Mhm.
for for that kind of stuff. You want to say?
So back to casting. Do you have like a favorite team that like you love casting for?
Not really. I'm gonna be honest. I think in general, if you can entertain me and like I think you're funny and you're like a funny player,
Mhm.
like let's say you run in his jet and like things happen and they just work for you. I'm like, yeah, I like this team. This team's pretty cool. I like the way they work.
Okay.
If that's the case, I know there's actually a one girl that I casted and she got like a 4K with a shorty or something, and immediately I was like, God, this is amazing. Like, you're such a good player. I fell in love after that. I was like, dang. I do want to correct myself though. It is Anne Donlan, not Dolan. I feel
Okay.
terrible for that. I'm so sorry. Please, if you're listening, don't hate me.
Don't worry, we'll tag her at the end of this.
uh,
So back to casting. What do you think is the easiest part when it comes to casting? Do you think you could just sometimes you're like, damn, I really don't want to know. You just wake up and you're just ready to cast, or do you think you really have to like for any future casters, of course? Do you think you have like you really have to put like a lot of VOD reviews? You have to put notes, like what you said. You made a Quizlet as well. Do you have to
Mhm.
like? Do you think there's more preparation than people see? Because you see Twitch chat be like, oh, one head caster, forehead caster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see the Twitch chat say shit like that. Because I was watching I think the NSG that happened, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and the Twitch chat that was all Twitch chat essentially, and I think they don't understand the preparation you guys do. So if you
Yeah.
can go into depth a little bit on like the kind of preparation you do before casting, especially like something like the Knights 25K tournament or the NSG tournament.
Oh, there's a lot. There is a lot. I watch like even if it's a team I literally casted like the day before, I sometimes I rewatch the VOD. I look closer at like the plays they're doing, how often they do it, what like what play style they do, or you look a lot at their like win percentages. Oh, this map, they thrive in, and talking points that you can make. It's a lot of like VOD reviewing and watching their VLR, seeing what players play what, if there's any meta changes, like generally just like everything going on in Valorant and everything going on with the team, whether or not that team won against a certain team how many ever times, and
Mhm.
what's like it's stressful because then sometimes you're like, God, I don't know what to research. Like you're just looking through VLR and you're like, oh my God, like what do I do? What do I watch? Like, because things change all the time, and then you're like stuck saying something, and then chat's like, what are you doing, forehead?
What?
And
Forehead caster, forehead caster.
forehead caster. I don't know, but I think in general some of the data is just pretty correct. It's just hard because sometimes people like to change things up for certain things because they scrim
yeah.
and they like to change up their stuff, and you're like, they're very, very aggressive, and the next thing you know they're defaulting like every round, and you're like, oh my God, like chat, please.
The Reddit thread's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy on that one. You ever look back into any casting you've done and you're like, shit, why did I say stuff like that?
I was just gonna ask that.
You ever regret?
Oh my God, all the time. I've gotten chat repeating everything I say and being like, what is she saying? Is she good? Does she know what she's talking about? Like, I think I've said something like, they're paving their footing and they're going, and I'm like, God, like, do you like know vocab? Do you know English? And I'm literally sitting there like, and I like watching the VODs and seeing what people have to say because I think it's funny. I think it's funny when I get trashed on because people are very creative in the chat. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm just looking through and people are like repeating. It's great. I actually like it.
It's great.
What's like? What do you think is the funniest thing someone's ever said to you in Twitch chat?
that you can remember?
It was something that someone said to my friend when she was casting. It was two casters that were going, and I know them both. I love them dearly. I think they're amazing. Guys, please don't hate me for saying that I think this was funny. I think it was very creative. So TSM Academy, I think, was going up against someone else, and this one kid in the comment was like, what is this, Casters Academy 2? And I was like, God, like that's so mean, but like that is
fucking
so
hilarious.
creative.
That's hilarious.
That is so creative. Everyone was like saying LMAO in the chat. I was like, I can't say it either because I'm supporting these women right now. And I think they did amazing. I think people were just, it was late at night and people were just trashing the trash. But
Do you know who the two casters were? By any chance?
it was Cozy Josie and Spicy Pyro.
Okay.
And I was so sad to see that in the chat, but it was like, God, like this is funny though.
That's fucking hilarious.
But see, something like that, it's harmless fun. It's like they're just poking fun compared to like what you see or you hear other people like. There's like Reddit threads or like people trashing you on Twitter and stuff. So how has your social media been like ever since you got casting? Have you been getting like a lot of DMs, people asking you, it's like, oh, how'd you get into this like this kind of field and stuff?
I've gotten some DMs talking about like, what do I do? People will occasionally ask me for advice, like, hey, how'd you get this gig? How'd you get this gig? And it's always the same answer. Like, I just like harassed people like online. Like, I'm like in
You'll love to
DMs
see
every
it.
day, like I want this, and it's like that's basically all I do. I make a living out of begging people to let me on at this point, but I think I get some DMs from that from time to time. As for social media, it's been growing slowly but surely. I mean, like a couple months ago I had like 100 followers and I'm at 400, so
No need to flex
I
or
mean
anything.
it's decent.
No.
I wish I had more. I love making friends, but it's as good as it gets, so I can't be mad.
You say that, like for me, like I'm in charge of getting people on the podcast, and then I'm like DMing like at least 10 people a day. But like, hey, you want to come on? It's either yeah, sure, but then they don't respond to me afterwards, or they don't give me a date, or they just leave me on ghost, and I'm like, all right, sick.
Yeah.
So that's what I was.
I'm actually I'm sorry.
No, I was
I just
saying like
interrupted.
no, it's okay. I was saying it's like it's finally because it's good to like actually see some replies because I have some people who just said straight up no, and I'm like, I'd rather have that than you just ghost me, like because we're not really big at the moment. I mean, we are growing slowly. We're not big at the moment, but hopefully in the future, and not unlike Joe Rogan who can just get anybody on, we would like to just text anybody and get them on, but we're slowly and surely getting on. But you were saying
It happens. No, I mean it's good. It's good to try to get yourself out there. I just recently started streaming and it's going. God, I like rage so bad too, so I'm scared people are gonna see it and be like, do we really want her on?
That's
Is that a
good.
thing?
That's good though. Rage is good at times.
That's farming content.
Yeah,
right
that is
there.
content. I thought
I'll literally scream like ear rape my microphone majority of the time on my streams. I honestly I should have a headphone warning. It's terrible. That's all I do.
Who do you main in Valorant?
God, I'm gonna get roasted for this so hard.
It's all right. It's all right.
I insta-lock Reyna.
That's unfortunate.
Oh no.
But I made it to Immortal for a reason.
Question: you insta-lock, but do you calm? That's the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because-
I'm not afraid to talk. If someone's gonna trash talk me because I'm a girl, I feel bad for them. I feel terrible for them. And then I just mute them. That's what I do.
Speaking of insta-locking, because I don't know if you saw it, but Valorant, they're working on getting cascade picking. It's like League where like each person takes a turn and they got 15 to 20 seconds to pick. So do you think that's healthy for the game in a sense, or do you think that would hurt the game? Because I've seen such a split in that discussion. It's like, yeah, that's good. It avoids insta-locking. But in the same time, it's like people are going to threaten to throw your games if you don't. So what do you think about those?
I think
As an
it's the same
insta-locker
discussion.
yourself.
I think it's the same discussion with Overwatch when they wanted to put something like that where if you wanted to play like what is it called,
Like
a
the role
duelist?
The role
system.
It's
Yeah.
like a damage,
the role queue
tank,
system.
healer, and
Yeah, damage tank support.
damage tank support.
It's definitely not the same, but I think people are still gonna insta lock because when the timer goes out the cascade okay, I'm thinking something else. No, I think the cascade is sad because people who are on top are still going to lock in who they want to play realistically.
Yeah.
And that's just going to leave, if you're bottom a couple times during your games and you have people being able to lock in before you, then it's just going to be like bro, I'm just gonna have to fail majority of the time. Like it's like at that point, it's like I don't know if I agree with that fully. I think it's definitely a little bit healthier because then people can have a discussion. But my first thought was like, because sometimes I don't talk in the beginning of match, what is it, like agent select, because sometimes people instantly dodge the moment they hear a female voice, which is why I tend to wait so that they can suffer, because we love misogyny in this house.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, and it's happened multiple times, believe it or not. Like, the amount of times I've had dodged in a row just because I said hi is like unbelievable. Like, I literally just like, okay, is it okay if I go Reina? Bam! I can't even finish my sentence. It's like the moment they hear hi, it's done.
Oof.
But that was my first worry because it's like, dang, if we gotta have a discussion here, I gotta talk.
Yeah.
But I mean, the higher you go in ranks, the nicer people are. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, no, for
So
sure.
definitely in gold, it's gonna be worrisome because that was the peak of my existence for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but you still see that there's insta lockers. People just arguments like, damn, I want to pick Chad or I want to pick Reina.
Uh-huh.
Do you think instead of that, they should have like a role? Be like, hey, I can play. They should have like a role thing where I can play controller and initiator, or like you could pick two roles and then you
Like a
queue.
Oh,
role
like in
queue.
League?
Yeah,
like
in a way where you pick two roles instead of like saying, for me, like I mainly play Sentinel and Initiator, so I would queue up those roles, and then Danny, if he would play like something like a controller or duelist, you can still play like because right now the meta is what Astra and Viper are like meta right now, so because you still need two controllers. Do you think that would still help the game? Because I know Knights they're adding like a ban system, which in my opinion I don't think it's a good idea. Because the game is too young. There's what only 19, 18 agents at the moment, and only like what 7 of them are really meta. So
Mhm.
in my opinion, I don't think that's a good idea. When do you think the ban system should be implemented, or how many agents do you think we should need for a ban system?
Honestly, if we're gonna have a ban system, you may as well have the same roster as League of Legends, I think. Like, if
100
you're gonna have
players.
like yeah, if
150.
you're gonna have like 10 agents on the board and throw a ban system in, then at this point you may as well just lock in Omen and everybody should just go Omen at that point. I think there's like a line, like, how Overwatch had the queue system, like you're recommending, and oh, we can go this role and this role. But then there's also the issue that like people are gonna start complaining that the queue times are way too long because a lot of people lock in duelists and a lot of people like to play duelists. So it's gonna be like the issue people had with Overwatch, leading to Overwatch, having to put in this whole thing where you can get free passes and like
Yeah.
kind of like get into queue a little bit faster. And I think that's the issue. I honestly like the way it is right now. I don't think there's any drama in insta locking. I don't think like if someone insta locks, it's not the end of the world. Like just play another agent, and I mean maybe you'll find out that you like playing that agent. I think right now it's pretty chill. I don't really have a problem with it. Other people might disagree with me very strongly,
I think
but
the only
I
people that
think
have a problem with it are the people that like are also insta-locking
Yeah, it's
and
the
aren't fast
insta-lockers. It is definitely the insta-lockers who get like a 3080 just to insta-lock Jet a second faster than everyone else. But I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't it like push people to, know a different agent? Because instead of if you only know how to play one agent or one class, wouldn't that like your progression and skill level just really like plateau? Wouldn't it be like, hey, you know what? I'm a duelist, but maybe I can play Initiator like a Sky or a KO. They can be played as aggressive and they can help a team wise. Wouldn't that really be another situation where that would help them? Because I mean, pros
I
like
mean, yeah.
they're very flexible. You'll see like other pros like play like Sabrosa, he played Omen, but now he's on Sky, and then he could play Phoenix, so something like that. But wouldn't that encourage more players who are up and coming? Be like, hey, maybe insta-locking a duelist isn't always the best thing, and that wouldn't get you on a team. I mean, you said your boyfriend was working to get a pro, so working to be a pro. So wouldn't he kind of like agree on that kind of statement? Like you should be a flex player.
Yeah, I mean he used to only play Reyna, and then he started slowly kind of growing into Sky, and he knows how to play every agent now. He
Mhm.
enjoys it. He thinks it's fun. I think it definitely will help. The only issue is how can you do something like that so effectively to the point where, you can't really make everyone happy, but you have to at least make it doable so that people don't get fed up with your game. Like that's the one issue because I feel like I stopped playing Overwatch the moment they added that queue because I was waiting for like 10 minutes just to get in a game, and it's like I'm come home, I want to relax. I don't really want to play something that's going to, tick me off. But I think in general, it's definitely a lot more leeway here, just because Overwatch, it's that certain role that you're playing with, like, and they're not the same. You're not gonna think Reinhardt's the same as Tracer. It's like all these agents are the same. You have the same aim, you have the same weapons. It's just the abilities, which I think is definitely, it gives them a lot more leeway here to make this decision. I think like you said, maybe the League of Legends thing is going to work out fine, because then at that point you have, the duelists who have that there's their first option, but then you also have them kind of going, oh, I can also play a controller, and then being able to let them fill for that role so that queue times aren't as long. I think that might be one of the most effective.
I think, but overall, I think the game, the state of the game minus the Ares. God, fucking hate that gun. Minus the Ares, I feel like the state of the game right now, when it comes to like agent abilities and like guns, I feel like everything's been balanced. I don't think. What update do you think they should do? Like, what do you want to see Riot change? Because they have announced like the Yoru buff and all that. What do you think another buff or nerf they should add? Please say nerf Astra. Please say nerf Astra. I fucking hate that agent.
I think Astra's perfectly fine.
No, don't.
And listen, from a rated perspective, I think the main issue is that majority of duelists are way too scared to push in when they see an Astra smoke, because you think Astra smoke, you think there's going to be a gravity well, there's going to be something going on there. But I think in general, I never have any problems with gravity wells at all. I just run in. I mean, I am the psychopath in your games that will run straight through Viper smokes knowing that she's going to throw something down. Because my motto is, obviously, there's some time that it takes for that to arrive. Like, there's that little time that you have to be able to get through. And I'm just the type of person to be like, yep, I can make it. And I just run straight through. And I mean, if you're a good entry fragger, you get the picks, you create that space. I like Astra. I love Astra. She's actually my secondary. But I think she's fine. Maybe I'm just biased. Maybe. I think I'm just biased at this point. But I think maybe nerfing. Actually, I think everyone's fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a Valorant lover. Maybe I'm just a Valorant lover. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Riot texted you beforehand. Just say everything good about
right?
Valorant. They texted you beforehand.
I love them.
Blink twice if you're okay.
What are your
Are they forcing me? I don't know. Maybe. No. I honestly like the way the game is right now. Maybe it's just like because it's going well for me.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Neon?
I think there was a lot of controversy with Neon about her being too overpowered. I think she's perfectly fine right now. Her ultimate has been popped 15 times within my games, and I've just one-tapped her every single time. It's like it doesn't also do like one tap to the head damage. It's like it takes some time. So I mean, if you're good at the game, it should be easy. Or if you can hit the headshots. I feel like I'm trash talking a lot of people here, which I'm not. I'm so sorry if you're listening.
Like, sorry if you're upset, but just get better at the game.
Just get good. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, sorry if you're mad, but if you can't one tap kids at this point, like,
cry about it.
So we're wrapping it up. I don't think so. You have any final questions to ask?
Well, we got the tradition question.
Oh yeah. So we always ask every guest this question, and it's very important. You must take it super seriously. What is your boba order? Your go-to boba order?
I don't drink boba. I actually I only really drink water.
At least you're
That's
hydrated.
actually crazy. What?
At least you're hydrated. That's good.
I hate soda. I hate boba. I hate drinks unless they're watered down. I am very, very not into sweets unless it's Chips Ahoy.
That's very oddly specific.
Specifically Chips Ahoy.
It's but listen, it's specific. The only reason why I like Chips Ahoy is because I water it down basically with milk, and I drink milk while I eat the Chips Ahoy. And I don't eat cake. I hate it.
Do you drink skim milk too?
10% fat taken out.
Wow.
That is so. You're going to grocery store. You're fine. You're very neat and specific of what milk you want. That is actually insane.
It's probably the craziest answer we've had so far to this question.
So when you go to a restaurant and when you're going out to dinner, you drink nothing but water with your meal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, I like pink lemonade, but I'll always tell them to water it down. If I get lemonade, I'll say, hey, can you put like can you put some water in it? And they'll give it to me with some water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I hate, like, I'm not a sugar kind of person. I really am not.
that's fair. And you just call yourself like the crackhead that just rushes everything, even there's a in Valorant.
It's not the
I drink
sugar
water
high.
and I rush sites.
I just
I think this, I think it's always funny too, because people are always posting that W key keyboard, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, insta-luckers, people on crack, like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like just Gompers. She drinks water, she eats
Chips
eats
Ahoy.
food.
I got water, I got my Chips Ahoy, and I'm rushing the site.
Actually, if I don't have milk, I sometimes dip my Chips Ahoy in water. So
Wait, what?
Wait
a minute.
That's questionable.
That is so.
listen, it tastes the same if it's soggy. I'm just saying, and it's refreshing. It's low key refreshing.
I'm gonna try that when I get home. I'm actually curious now.
Actually, if you want to see something interesting,
Oh, okay.
I'm also. You guys are gonna
no.
think I'm weird for this. A lot of people do. Every time I say this,
Okay.
I am obsessed with Taco Bell.
Oh,
And
so
their
are
sauce-
we.
so
That's
are we.
fine.
So are
That's
we.
fine.
I'm obsessed with their sauces. So the people at Taco Bell near my boyfriend's house actually, every time I go there, I always ask, hey, can I get like a lot of sauces? And they always, because I like having a conversation with them, and they think I'm very nice to them. They give me a bag, like a bag full, and I'm holding it up right now, a bag full of Taco Bell sauce all the time.
Do you ask for
Every
some
time.
big, or they just give you random ones?
They just know, like, I always ask, hey, can I just get hot and mild? And they throw everything in there, the whole batch, and they're just like, enjoy, have a great day, ma'am. I'm like, thank you so much. You guys are like, I don't even have to ask at this point. I'm just like, yeah, can I just get a lot of sauces? And they fill the bag up.
Oh,
So.
Do you use all of it?
Over time.
okay. So like,
Over time.
So-
I don't like inhale it.
no. Like we meant like, so like every time you get an order, like a quesalupa or something like that, you get it with it. Do you just ask for like a bag full of sauces, or do you just use the sauces then you ask for a bag after you're done with it? That's what we're asking. Like
Oh no, I just ask for a lot.
every time you go to
And then
Taco
they
Bell.
just- I'm just always like, can I just get like a lot of sauces, because like I love them, and they're like, yeah, and then they give me like I turned around in 1 second, I get my drink, and then by the time I turn back, they're like, here's your bag of sauces. I'm like, thank you. I didn't ask for that, but like you guys are like really helping the game here.
What's-
Honestly, Taco Bell, if you're listening to this, please, like I'd love a year-long worth of tacos. Like
What's your Taco Bell order?
Oh yeah, what's the go-to when you're hungry and you
God.
just it never misses. It never misses.
Okay, listen, for someone who eats healthy, God, I will literally throw away my whole entire like life for Taco Bell. I get a whole party pack to myself sometimes, and I down it, and I get a nice chicken quesadilla, and I eat that, and I'm like dying at the end of it, but like it's just the taste of it is just so good. I just can't get it out.
Your Taco Bell stocks just went up like 10%.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I think is a little sus are the Taco Bell wings that I'm hearing so much about, but
Are they out yet? I heard they were.
Are they?
They're not out in the U.S.
know.
though. They're out in I think other countries, but not the U.S. yet. That's what I've been
I
I
hearing.
don't know.
But
I'm not trying it though.
really?
I'm not trying it. I've seen those memes where people are like, don't eat the Taco Bell chicken wings, and they're like in the hospital. I'm taking them seriously. I am. I mean, I know what Taco Bell does to me after I eat it, so
Oh,
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
testing.
we always mix our boba with Taco Bell, so like the end of the night, we're just gone by the end of it. So if you
Yeah.
ever,
See, what flavor boba do you get?
so we go to this, there's a place called Meow and Sip. I get the creme brulee one,
Sounds good.
and I usually get like a winter melon green tea from Kung Fu Tea near mall, and then he usually gets like a
I get almond milk tea a lot.
always. Like, I think at one
I
point
think
There was one point where they remembered that I liked almond milk tea, so
we would go there like 3 times a week. We would go there like 3 times a
More
week,
than
and they're
that.
like, "We got you." They already put it in the order, and they're like, "All right, you're good to go."
I think maybe the issue of like the boba tea thing is just that I maybe got like I got a mango one, And God, it was awful. It was so bad.
Did you-
I don't know. Maybe it was just the place I went to.
Do you? I mean, you can get the tapioca, like the black balls. They're pretty good. I don't know if you got that with your order. But if you want, if next time you in the mood, or if your boyfriend wants to get boba, I think try one of the taro milk, the taro tea. It's actually pretty good. I think because everyone is either they really like boba or they hate it. I have never heard anybody in between. So
You know what? Can I ask you guys a question? I feel like you've been asking me a lot.
go
Sure.
ahead.
This is, a grand question that I have.
Okay.
What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? I love seeing and hearing,
That's a tough one.
That is.
I really like coffee ice cream.
I'm more of a cookies and cream guy. You give
Of
me
course
anything.
you are.
Oh yeah. I have this thing. Every time I go to a burger joint, I always get a milkshake with it. Always. It's like my
Oh,
go-to.
me too.
Oh, thank. Someone agrees with
I'm-
me.
I go to a diner. I go to a diner for breakfast, and I get chocolate milkshake. That's the only thing I get from ice cream shops.
Exact-
Chocolate milkshake.
Thank you.
That's it.
Someone can relate to me. I always get roasted by these guys and my friends. I always get a milkshake or something like sweet with
so
my meal.
good.
Right? See?
Yeah, but we're all like skinny.
Hey, I go to the gym. I'm the only one of our friend group that goes to the gym, okay?
Whoa.
We have banter between each other.
Hey, milkshakes, listen. Milkshakes are fine to drink. They're fine. They're good. It's a treat. That's the only other sweet that I'll drink. Oh God. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bitch for ice cream. I used to work at an ice cream shop, and I'd bring home, this is gonna sound really, really bad for you. And it is.
Okay. Sorry.
I got a medium cup. I put hot fudge on the bottom, soft chocolate in the middle, hot fudge on top with chocolate sprinkles. And that's what I took home.
That sounds fire.
That sounds fire, but very detailed. You
That is.
did you think of it before you did it, or you just randomly threw stuff in there?
No, I was just like,
On a
damn,
mission.
I'm feeling chocolatey today. And I just threw everything in there. I threw everything in there that had chocolate on it.
Oh, that's amazing. I think we're wrapping it up. So if you have anything you want to like sponsor, do you have like any big
Sure.
plans coming up? Do you have any big casting gigs going on? Anything
Anything
you
you
want to
wanna plug?
sponsor? Yeah, hey, you can plug in anything you want.
No, I can't say. I have something actually really big coming up that I can't announce right now.
NDA, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
I'm
you,
She
under.
literally said she can't announce it, and then you're
because some
literally
people are gonna
posting-
listen to this like, why can't she say it? And then they'll understand it's NDA. But then they'll go look up
It's
what
what-
NDA is.
But it will be announced very shortly. I mean, it will be announced soon. So, if you guys want to keep up with my life, it's pretty interesting. I like posting a lot of memes on Twitter. You can go to Gompers X. If you don't know how to spell Gompers, I'll spell it out for you. Gompers X. I don't know why I have the X at the end. Some people think I'm saying Gompers sex, but that's not it at all. That is not it. And I might change my name in the future when I figure out what else to change it to. I'm going to keep Gompers, but maybe the X at the end will go at the
Gompers.
front of my name. But other than that, yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, guys, that'll wrap it up.
Awesome.
Catch the Knights tournament. You're gonna be casting the Knights in the Knights tournament, correct? That's coming up.
Yes, the
Alright.
the qualifiers event.
Yeah. So catch Gompers in the qualifiers event, and that's it. I'll see you guys later.
Awesome.
Bye.